friends, today we are here to talk about transitional design. This was something we published a blog post years ago, back when Basil Tate was just a baby, which was like 6 or 7 years ago. Published a blog post about transitional design then, and here it is in 2023, and it's still very relevant. And it happens to be one of our favorite ways to design to this day. So we are here to talk a little bit more about what transitional design means and what does that look like in your home. Okay, let's first talk about traditional design. Traditional design, when I picture traditional design, I'm thinking more detailed in like crown molding, in baseboards, in mirrors. Like there's a lot more curves and a lot more detail. A lot of times they have darker, richer colors in there. Rugs are another thing that I feel like defines kind of a traditional space, where they use like Persian rugs or Oriental rugs that have a lot going on and are a lot busier. So this picture here from one of my favorite designers, Jenna Sue, it uses a lot of those examples. Again, the curves in the furniture, the Oriental rug, and a lot more detail rather than like the straight modern lines of modern design. All right, modern design is the opposite of traditional design, whereas we just talked about traditional being lots of dark, rich colors, lots of lines, lots of things to look at. The opposite is true for modern. Modern is very minimalistic. You don't see a whole lot of accessories. Artwork that you're looking at can just be an abstract lines, and again, very simple, a lot of neutral colors and a lot of straight lines is what I think of when I think of modern design. I happen to love food and I happen to love design, so I'm gonna use a little metaphor using both to explain this. So oftentimes when we're at a restaurant, I can't decide what to get. So there might be a couple things on the menu that I'm just struggling with, and my husband can just see the agony in my eyes, and he knows that he could just get like husband of the year if he just orders one and I order the other, and then we get a little bit of both, and voila, we have the best meal we've ever had. That's kind of what transitional design is, where we take a little bit of modern and we take a little bit of traditional, combine it, and again, voila, you end up with something better than either of the ones that you started with in the first place. Okay, and here we have the Riddell project that we worked on last year. It's a great example of transitional design, where we see some traditional design elements in there. I feel like the staircase railings are fairly traditional, the candlesticks that we used are a little bit more traditional, and then we mix in modern elements, and it's very obvious that this beautiful accent table is very modern, very clean lines, straight lines, and again, same neutral color palette, and the mirror as well, that it's just a very simple mirror, simple rounded top, keeping those lines simple, and again, we kept accessories to a minimum there, and so I feel like this is a great example of what transitional design is, where we combine both the traditional and the modern elements. All right, let me show you one more example. The Wasoric project is a project that we just finished up not too long ago, and again, I feel like we pulled in both of those elements, traditional elements and the modern elements. So the traditional elements there that we added are the rug, for sure, that we've got a busy rug. It's an Oriental style rug that's got lots of lines, lots of things going on, but we balanced that out with the modern pieces that we put in there. You can see that the furniture that we picked, both the nightstands and the headboard, very clean lines, and then obviously the chandelier is very modern, and so we just had those modern pieces play with those traditional pieces, and it turned out to be a great example of transitional decor. Another thing that you can look at are the accessories that we use. That it's not just furniture and the finishes and stuff that we pick out for a room, but it's also in the accessories. So in the same little niche area, we used very modern objects with straight lines, simple curves, and kind of juxtaposed those with traditional pieces, where the artwork in the picture frames looks very traditional, vintage, lots going on. It was still a neutral palette, so it still worked for what we were doing, but it definitely is not just clean, simple lines. There's a lot more going on. And so even in the accessories, we bring in the both the modern and the traditional elements to pull off the transitional look. Okay, so that should be everything you ever needed to know about transitional design. Really, it's a combination of traditional and modern coming together to make a beautiful, beautiful space. We happen to love transitional design here at Basil and Tate. So if you have a project that might just fit our style, look us up because we would love to help you out.